one.
This is Kalen Patterson with Midwest Muscle. I'm down here in Dallas, Texas, of all places. And I'm here with Jodi Miller at her gym, MetroFlex. And she had been raving about it at the Universe. And I said, in the off season, if I had time, I'd love to come down here and see this gym since they were so supportive of her. And she's always talking about her support group and the people that have been with her and helping her out. So I figured, why not? It's going to be winter. Coming down to Texas can't be that bad. So actually, it's a nice day. You see, we're outside, so it's all good. And Jodi, how are you feeling? You just won the Natural Olympia and the Universe the same year. How does that feel?
It feels really great. It was great to come back to the Natural Olympia and be able to regain a title, or actually to gain a new title, and to kind of see a little bit different direction that they're going in. But yeah, I mean, it was a long year, a lot of contest prep, and happy to be in off season now.
Now, we got to see you actually live at the Universe, and you were looking phenomenal then. And I asked you a question, and you had such a great answer to it. I know you don't remember because I can barely remember myself. But to go from that to the Olympia and step on stage, because you're talking about stepping on stage with the elite. And a lot of us, that have been in different shows have been competitive. But when you talk about competing against the elite, it's a different kind of prep where nothing can go wrong. No injury, no bad diet, no sickness, no cold, no nothing. How do you maintain that from one to the other?
Well, what was really interesting in trying to maintain was that I actually had to let go in order to grow.
Interesting.
So because I was so lean for Natural Universe, and that was, we talked about how I didn't limit myself by saying, I'm going to peak only for this show. I just treat each show as I'm preparing for this particular show.
Okay.
And that's where a peak is going to occur for that point in time. The next peak will occur for the next show. And so because I had looked the way that I did for Natural Universe, and I had a 10-week period in between the two shows, I had to actually learn to pull back. And it was actually one of the trainers here who had helped me to kind of see that I needed to pull back. I needed to let go of the diet. I trained heavier on legs, which I usually don't train quite that heavy on legs going into a show. I'm so worried about them overpowering my upper body. But I wanted them more cut. I wanted the muscles to be fuller and bigger, so I had to treat that differently. I did my cardio differently, and I took some risks. And I had actually, the morning before the show, I had hit the leanest point that I've ever reached in my life. I don't know that it showed up on stage because my body was also really tired. So it was at a point where if I fed it, it was holding water. If I didn't feed it, it wasn't holding water. So for the day of, to actually bring it all together was a little tough. But the morning before I took pictures, I had striations going all the way down my leg, which I had never had before. Everything was just right. And so I personally had seen myself take my body in a whole new kind of realm.
Yes.
And doing it in a way that was really unconventional. It was nerve-wracking for me. It was a constant. Am I really working hard enough? Maybe this wasn't right. And there were some points in the last few weeks where I was having some freak out moments. But you get scared. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be ready. But I pulled it through to the end and went on stage and was told I had the best physique, literal and figurative physique.
You really held your own out there, and I wasn't actually there, but I did get to see some of the YouTube video, and it was a tough group. I mean, let's not kid yourself. Like I said, you're dealing with the elite. It's a tough group going out there, and I mean, I don't think any true competitor gets out there and says, I got this, or I did everything. There's always that one little window you're thinking, did I cover everything? Like you said, it's nerve-wracking. To step out there and then see that kind of group after the Universe in the Olympia and to take it, it's just, I'd love to hear that description because from a competitor to a competitor, how does that feel?
Well, because for bodybuilding, I didn't take that one. but they were going for something different than they were from the previous year. But for physique, I did take it, and again, they were going for something different in physique than they were the previous year. So I kind of flip-flopped my results from the previous year. And because the previous year I was told I was too small, too big for physique and just right for bodybuilding. And this year I was too small for bodybuilding, but just perfect for physique.
Wow.
So, I figure take it where I can get it. But I just went into it that I have a certain ideal of what natural female bodybuilding should be. And whether you want to put a term physique or actual bodybuilding on it, it's still natural female bodybuilding. And I want to make sure that I'm always bringing to the stage a very classic look. When you go back to the 70s when women's bodybuilding truly was starting and really getting out there, that's the physique that I want to present.
Yeah.
Because that really was a natural physique.
Yes.
That was showing what a woman's body can do when it is simply food and hard work.
Yes.
And that's how I've treated my body for 22 years now. Food and hard work.
Which I love. The fact that you can actually stand on what you say because you've lived it. It's not just what I want and what I'm preparing to do. You're actually doing it.
Yes.
And so I'm going to get inside because actually we're actually going to cover a body part that I'm very fond of, which is chest.
And I'm not,
arms.
so I'm ready for this.
And Larry Brown actually brought this to my attention. It was actually off of Facebook. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Larry had made a comment, and you said, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I thought you were joking. I really, with the way your body presents itself on stage, I found that very hard to believe. And you said, yeah, I'm dead serious. I don't cover that area. And I'm very surprised at that. So we're going to get inside your gym. And I'm new to it, so we're going to work this out and get it to where we actually get you a better presentation for next year, if you're going to compete or you're out.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to compete next year. But yeah, chest is the body part, and it's one that I can take it or leave it. And so yeah, powerlifting, my powerlifting days, it was always, waist down.
And it shows.
It's my legs. My chest gets really ripped. It's shredded for shows, but I just don't have the power behind it. So the power is in my legs.
So Larry, this was your idea, although you didn't intend it, and we're going to get it to work and hopefully get her some benefits so when she steps on stage next season, she looks even better than she did this year. Because it's always about improvement.
It is.
There's
always.
never a day where you say, this is enough.
Right.
So for Kaylin Patterson, Jodi Miller at MetroFlex, we're going to get back